The next topic we're going to discuss on Boxing Bros. Did Matchroom get exposed in the 5v5? So it was Queensberry Promotion versus Matchroom, and Queensberry went 5-0 against Matchroom. 5-0. So they swept Eddie Hearn in his stable. And many people talk about PBC and how when PBC fighters fight someone else from another promotional company, they lose. Well, Eddie Hearn fought Frank Warren's stable and lost every fight. Dollar bill. Did Matchroom get exposed?
Nah, they didn't get exposed at all. It seemed like Eddie really didn't care. He was out there having fun. You know what I'm saying? The only fight that he seemed gutted on was the Ray Savage fight. The Ray Ford, you know what I'm saying? That was the only one where he seemed like had any type of emotion about, you know what I'm saying? Anything else, it was just more like he sent his second string of hoes. I mean, his second string.
Come on, bro.
You know what I'm saying? He sent his second string out.
Views and opinions do not reflect the Boxer Bros as a whole. And all the other faces you see on the screen, which is me and no.
Listen. I was, you know what it was? I was sitting there. I had the I was thinking of the Willie Hutch fight. You know how it started off, and I'm thinking of the movie The Mac. You know what I'm saying, with Goldie. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, Eddie was like, "Man, I ain't stressing this. This is my second string. You know what I'm saying? This ain't even my first one. This ain't like my Victor Ortiz's and my Canelos and my AJs and nothing like that. This is just my, you know what I mean? These ain't even my bottoms. These ain't, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Eddie was out there smiling, having a good old time because he knew what he had back at the crib. He know what he got. You know what I'm saying? He was like, "This ain't nothing. This is just my, you know what I'm saying? This is where I take this out of town. I expect this to, you know, this was nothing." But shout out to Frank. Frank, you know, Frank bumping many men. Many with death on me. You know what I'm saying? Frank left there, you know, feeling himself. Shout out to Frank. You know what I'm saying? Frank's the gangster, man. When Frank got shot in 87, right?
I don't know what year, but I know he got shot.
That's a tough year. That's a tough year. 87 is a tough year. What you say? Crack hit the hood in 86. Gang started in 87. So Frank, you know what I'm saying? Frank was out there.
Frank OG, dog. Listen, Frank got shot and Don King killed someone. So, and we don't know what Frank was doing. So,
listen, you don't just
get facts. Look them up.
Listen. We know in the hood. You know what I'm saying? You just don't get shot twice, just like that. Frank was, hey.
And Frank didn't even snitch. So who knows?
Frank, you know Frank got to get back. You know what I'm saying? But
Frank was listening to that Tucci side. Then I hit a spin because we spun the block a couple times.
You know what Frank was like, hey, it's part of the game. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Part of the game.
Frank woke up in the hospital like they should have killed me.
They messed up. Shit, Frank came back stronger. You know? But yeah. Shout out to QB. Shout out to the QB. And I'm not talking about Queensbridge with Mobb Deep and Nas. I'm talking about Queensberry. You know what I'm saying? They came out and they showed out. And you know, Frank needed this. Frank needed this, and Eddie was laughing. Eddie was having a good time. He was just happy to be there, man. He's sitting there throwing kicks at Turkey Alley Sheik, you know what I'm saying, and smiling, shaking hands, you know what I'm saying. And like I said, I think he likes seeing Wilder get sparked out, you know what I'm saying. But yeah, man. No, they didn't get exposed, but it was a good little 5 versus 5. I would like to see it again with Eddie's other string.
Yeah. So I agree with you. In the end, I don't think Eddie got exposed because, well, no, you know what? I'll say this. I think Eddie didn't have his best fighters in the 5v5. I think Nick Ball is one of Frank's best fighters, but I do think, in a sense, Eddie's stable is top heavy. So, in a sense, I do think it was somewhat of Eddie being exposed. But then again, you really got to look at it. Was Ammo Williams really supposed to win that fight? Ammo reminds me of Busy Bee from Sunset Park, bro. I don't know if anyone's ever seen Sunset Park. Ammo reminds me of Busy Bee from Sunset Park, but I don't know if he was ever really supposed to win that fight. Craig Richards, I felt like, based on looking at BoxRec, but I really didn't know much about Willie Hutchinson. And then you heard all the drama about, what was said, what wasn't said, this and that. All I know is Craig didn't fight like the man said.
Exactly.
I mean, I saw Karma Serene tweeted that, and I was like, I had to like that because it's true. I'm like, he's not fighting like a man who was called the N-word, basically. Or at least not like an American man would.
That's what I say. It hit different. It hit different.
Maybe it just hit different with America, but it would have been a lot different. It would have been a lot different in that moment too.
The fight wouldn't have went down. The fight would have already happened.
More than the fight now. Forget all that. But yeah. So I don't know, but I do think it was a good win for Frank because for Frank. For Frank, he got Nick Ball a title. Daniel Dubois established himself, and he took a title opportunity from Matchroom in that fight because Philip Hergovich could have became the IBF interim and elevated to the champion, but now Frank took that. So, you play spades and you're going around the table and Frank took the little joker. Frank took the little joker from someone, and now Frank's feeling good with that. Zane Wilder, I felt like Eddie just needed to make a move to match with Zane. So he got Wilder. Like I said, it was always a win-win for Eddie. That's why it was a one-fight deal. If Eddie really had faith in Wilder from the jump, he would have signed him to a multi-fight deal. Everyone telling me like, oh no, he really believes in Wilder. He really believes Wilder can win. Why didn't he sign him to a multi-fight deal then? Why was it a one-fight deal? He was like, if he wins, then we'll give him a fight, AJ. If he loses, go back to obscurity. And I'll just say he was never that good and he couldn't beat AJ. So that's where we're at. In the end, did Matchroom get exposed? No. I like the format. I actually think they should try to do this with other promotional companies because I think that gets the excitement into it. So I think maybe even get Golden Boy versus PBC 5v5 if they can and whatever. And also it allows the titles to change hands in the promoters all to get paid. I think it's a good formula, a winning formula, which we talked about on Boxing Bros a long time ago. You should check the tape. So yeah, I think it was good and they should do it more often.
Shout out to Turkey Al-Sheikh with the deep pockets making it happen. Let us know how you feel in the comments section. Please like and subscribe. Check us out on Instagram and Twitter. And please check out our podcast on all major streaming services. I'm the Commissioner Trill Dollar Bill. I got my first in a long time. You know what I'm saying? I got it in a long time. I haven't got one of my what's the things called? The views and opinions of Trill.
Oh, disclaimer. You got your disclaimer.
I haven't got a disclaimer in a long time. That's my brother Kate, and y'all already know what it is. LLG for life. We the Boxer Bros.